Yo, what's good? It's your boy Tibby back with another video today. So today we're going to take a look at the trade that we took today in MNQ. We took it in MNQ because my 150K account was struggling. As you can see what my daily loss limit was right now. It was 357. So starting the day, it was at 87 actually. I had $87. So my whole thought process was going into MNQ and possibly just finding a trade where I could put a single contract in and then probably like try and scale in maybe another contract and just kind of build my account balance back up. So that actually worked out today. I was able to make like $270 on the trade. It was actually a little bit more, but I was down. I was already down for the day because I took one trade and it brought me down, and then I got in this trade and then it ended up winning whatever, but ended up green 350 or 270 for the day. And I ended up cutting my trade like hella early. Like, just looking at this, I probably cut my trade right here. I mean, I got in down here, but this is where I cut my trade and I left all this at the top. I mean, I had things to do and I just wasn't really like, I like to kind of try to be done by 11 o'clock. It was 11:15. I mean, I knew there was still room to the top, but I didn't want to sit through it. So that's why I just ended up closing the trade. And if you know anything about Topstep, anytime you have a winning trade over $200, that goes towards a winning day. So in this account, even though my balance is really low, I have 4 winning days now. So all I need is another winning day. But anyways, to get into what I was looking at for this day, right? So going into the market, one thing that I already knew the previous night, I looked at the charts before even waking up the next day. I noticed that we were stuck in this range right here. We were ranging already in the Asia market. So it's pretty much the open to right here. We can just say that we were range bound, right? And then once London, well, this was actually before it was even range bound during London. So it was pretty much the New York AM where we got this manipulation stage right here. Because this is what I was looking for. Knowing that we were accumulating during the Asian session, I knew we were going to get some type of manipulation during the London session. But what direction is it going to be? I don't know. That's what I didn't know. But right here, you can see we were able to get this manipulation right here, right at the open of the New York, down in pretty much like at the open of New York, we started going the correct direction. But during right here, you can see during this London session, we did get our manipulation leg, right? So I want to change that color, make that one red or some shit. So we got our manipulation right there, and then we ended up getting our distribution from that point on up here, right? And that's what I was looking for. Like when I went into the day, like this is what I didn't know was which way it was going to go first, which way was going to be the manipulation and which way was going to be the distribution. Because, the market does what it wants, and you just need to let it tell you what it wants to do so you can just be on the right end of it, right? So this was like the perfect, just thinking of that setup, that was the perfect setup, right? We had the accumulation, we had manipulation, then we had our distribution. So I'm going to go ahead and drop down so you guys can kind of see. And also this manipulation came down and took out, this was a previous monthly low in this area at the start of the day. So that kind of already had my attention. It was either going to this new week opening gap or it was going to go sweep that low first. So that was letting me know what I wanted, what my bias of the day was going to be. So once it took out that monthly low, right at the open, like I said, I already had this accumulation. We had this manipulation right at the open. Then we had our distribution. I was comfortable going long. So let's go ahead and break down. I'm going to go down to the 1 minute so you guys can kind of see how my entry took place. And let's go ahead and turn on these so you can actually see exactly what was going on, right? All right. So you can see, like I told you, I did have a couple of losing trades already. Like I took a couple, like I was playing around aftermarket. I think I lost like 74 cents with this trade right here because I broke even, as you can see. Like I just paid the commission fees because I moved my stop to break even. All right, so let's go back to the 1 minute and so I could show you. So we already talked about that trade. So right here, I took a couple trades. I took a couple losses. I think it was really just one loss from at the start of the session, because right here, I saw it sweep down a little bit. And this was my fault. So this is one thing I really got to work on, is just like waiting for the full move. I thought this was all that it wanted to do right at 6:30, which is pretty much right at the open. So we came came up in here. So once I saw that we kind of like filled this gap in my head, I was like, okay, bet we going long. Let's just go now. So I got in early and that didn't work out right for me, right? So I got stopped out here. Did I lose anything on this? Yeah, I did lose. I took a loss on that one. And then I took another trade right here, right? So once we finally took out this monthly low that I was supposed to be waiting for, we finally took it out. Then I saw we had this aggressive push in this green candle right here engulfing this previous candle. So as soon as honestly, damn near as soon as it like tapped into this and started pushing up, I started getting buys. Once we got back into the 1900s, I think that's where I started buying, right? Yeah, so 19,021 I bought. And then I was in my trade, right? I had that one contract, got shook out. So that's what you see right here. I sold. I sold in one of these trades. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I sold in here one of these trades and then immediately got back in, right? Just because I was like, it was a lot of things going through my head at this point. I saw this 5-minute fair value gap, bearish fair value gap. So I'm like, damn, maybe we do want to go lower once I start seeing that these candles were wicking. But I just had to like take a second and just be like, yo, just stick to the trade. If it's a loser, it's a loser. So I closed it out and then I ended up getting right back in. Then when I got back in, as you can see, it started pushing in our direction. So we got in here. And remember, I told you at the beginning, I was looking for somewhere to scale in also. So that was the one big thing for me. So I wanted to get an entry early so I would be in a better position to scale in somewhere else, maybe at the like a actual entry that I would see, you know what I'm saying? So I got in early. We took out this short-term high right here. So that let me know that was a confirming the market structure shift. So at that point, I wanted to wait for a pullback here. So that was really my thought process. It was like I got my first entry real early and then I wanted to see it take a short-term high and then get my second entry at a pullback, right? I wanted to get in early, get the confirmation, then get another entry at the pullback, which is what I did. So we got this entry, they took this short-term high, then we had this fair value gap placed right here, right? And it was also in line with this area of like resistance that you saw right here. It was kind of like these equal highs. So the way I look at areas like this is like a breakout, like it's going to break out and retest once we kind of have like equal highs like this. And that line with the fair value gap just kind of gave me more confluence on just adding the extra trade. So that's what I did. I added the extra trade. So then we went in, watched the trade play out. I took out the 2 right here. Again, we were at this fair value gap and we were at the high of this kind of like short-term high again. You know, my overall bias for it was to be long, but I'm already down in this account. I just wanted to make a couple hundred in it. I made over the 200 to get a winning day, and I just kind of want to build the balance back up and kind of just build confidence back up in the trading. So that's why I was okay with taking that trade. But if I zoom out, like you guys already saw, if I go to the 15-minute, this shit will load. You see, like my entire trade is right here. Like I got in. This is where I got in too early. Then I got my better entry right here. And then I rode the distribution wave up and I closed out right here. So I could have made twice as much of what I made. But again, sometimes you just got to make those decisions. You got to make those executive decisions. And sometimes you got to build your account back up and you just got to, you know, it is what it is. But you got to appreciate the fact that you can see it sometimes like this. I appreciate the fact that I recognize the accumulation, the manipulation, and the distribution, and I was right about it. So it's like that's worth more than the actual P&L, because one, like the market's gonna be here tomorrow. And this shows that I'm always gonna be able to continue to make money because I can see the markets. So, anyways, all in all, that was the day. That was my trade setup for today. We'll be back on it tomorrow. It was a simple one. Like I said, I cut my trade short, but I took y'all through my whole thought process when I took this trade all the way through and through. And yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow for another one. Let me know. Lock in with your buy.